Hey, how you doing? Let's have a conversation about how the flow of information impacts an organization's operation. Please join me on this journey of knowledge dissemination. Enjoy the video. Confucius, the Chinese philosopher who lived between 551 and 479 BC, is quoted to have said, "Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance." When it comes to knowledge management, it is vital to be aware of what you do not know. Otherwise, you run the risk of making ill-informed decisions. One framework that I frequently use is an adaptation of the Johari Window that was originally created in 1955 by psychologists Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingham. This is the Johari Window. It describes 4 quadrants of awareness and whether information is known to oneself or others. The reason I like the adaptation is because the Johari model focuses on personal development between individuals, while I want to focus more on the knowledge itself, though interpersonal relationships are important to knowledge transfer. The 4 quadrants in this adaptation are parallels to the Johari model. You've got unknown unknown, you've got the known unknown, you've got the known known, and you've got the unknown known. The unknown unknown are knowledge areas where you don't know you don't know. You're completely oblivious. The known unknown are things you know you don't know. You're aware that they exist. The known known are things that you know you know. You must concentrate, you must think about it in order to recall it. The unknown known are things that you don't even realize you know. They come automatically. It's as if you're on autopilot. This adaptation was made popular by Donald Rumsfeld during a 2002 news briefing regarding weapons of mass destruction. Rumsfeld served as the United States Secretary of Defense twice, first for Gerald Ford and again for George W. Bush. I have not seen a name for this adaptation, so I'm going to call it the realm of the expert. Why? Well, because all knowledge that has ever existed and will ever exist falls into one of these quadrants for every individual. This, of course, means that one person's unknown unknown could very well be someone else's known known. I bring this up because if you're going to solve the right problems, you need to ask the right questions. If you're going to ask the right questions, you need to know the full context of the situation. One effective approach is to perform a knowledge audit. In short, a knowledge audit is a process that reveals what information exists, where, and by whom. This exercise is not just some aimless inventorying of your content management system or another such platform. It is much, much more strategic than that. A knowledge audit can be used to help preserve operational continuity, and it could supplement a business impact analysis. Here are some potential questions that could be answered. How does your organization define success? What knowledge is required to deliver on those metrics? What information does your organization or business unit need but does not possess? What is the risk of mission-critical data becoming unavailable? And what is the impact if that were to occur? What knowledge is most at risk of leaving the organization? How does critical information flow throughout the organization or business unit? There are many more questions that could be addressed, but the main takeaway is that it prompts an evaluation of current processes and systems as it relates to ensuring that the right information is delivered to the right person at the right time. Once a knowledge audit is complete, other opportunities arise. Knowledge maps can be created, which helps workers within an organization efficiently navigate an organization's institutional know-how. And if you're really ambitious, taxonomies and ontologies can be devised. A knowledge audit is no small feat. It requires the buy-in and cooperation of multiple stakeholders. The IT department should be involved since it can help assess continuity risks for various systems. But the process must be jointly owned by multiple departments to ensure that those closest to the knowledge can contribute. In my experiences, I have encountered situations where there was a territorial aspect. People were reluctant to share information that they perceived was in their domain. This is a challenge to address, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. My response in those situations has been to clearly articulate the "what's in it for me" factor, and not automatically discount their concerns. But I didn't stop there. I acknowledged to myself that my ideas may have been too soon. My colleagues simply were not ready. I backed off and used other interactions as an opportunity to remind them of my value add to them. By continuing to solve other problems, the relationship capital was preserved, and in most cases strengthened. This relationship capital is important for either the same, similar, or different initiatives down the road. Also, I shared the concept with upper management. Although I urge caution with mandates, it is never a bad idea to have executive sponsorship for your ideas. In fact, it is critical because they control the budget. The bottom line is that I planted a seed wherever and whenever I could, during water cooler conversations, in meetings when it was appropriate, etc. By occasionally mentioning the benefits of knowledge sharing, and with a little operant conditioning, an environment conducive to the efficient flow of know-how can be created organically. Clearly, this takes time and change management. It requires long-term thinking, accompanied with short-term wins to sustain motivation. Organizations that are successful with the knowledge audit and subsequently move on to a knowledge strategy are in a strong competitive position. The concept of a knowledge audit is very easy to understand, but it can be challenging to actually implement because it is not just about processes and systems, it is also about people and their competing priorities. Today, it is very fashionable for organizations to claim that they are data-driven. But which organizations engage in actions that truly reflect that? Which organizations are guilty of maintaining a status quo that supports data rot? That's redundant, outdated, trivial information. Which organizations incorporate both tacit and explicit knowledge in their data-driven initiatives? Many people talk about analytics and business intelligence. But before you can deep dive into a data set, knowing which information to not analyze is also crucial, unless you want a bunch of inaccurate, irrelevant conclusions. Don't try to boil the ocean. Time and resources are finite. And because of that, developing the ability to go after strategically important data with precision and agility is necessary to thrive in this knowledge economy.
There are reports that there is no evidence of a direct link between Baghdad and some of these terrorist organizations.
There are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know.
Thank you for watching. I encourage you to provide feedback and participate in this conversation. Comment, subscribe, like, visit my website. I love to hear other perspectives because knowledge is for everyone.